Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Right. Mhm.
Right. Good for you.
Good for you. Absolutely. Well, how are you, now? Are you still in that same relationship? Okay. Oh. Mhm. So have you healed? Have you? Thank God. Thank
Amen
God.
to that. Good for
Good
you.
for you. Yes, good for you. Because too, healing and what about forgiving? Um, okay. Mhm. Absolutely, absolutely. So, are you interested in rekindling or trying to rekindle that relationship still with your mom? Okay, that's fine. Mhm. Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, good, good. I'm glad that you're able to heal and forgive so that you can move on with your life and be a better mother for your boys,
Right.
for your kids. Well, good for you, sister. Thank you so much for calling in today. No problem. All right, so we're going to get back to Mia before we take a quick break. Mia, so many
Sure.
women.
There is.
You putting it out for women to really share their story. And everybody's story is unique and different.
Everybody's is. And that's the one thing that we have to be conscious of. I feel that a lot of women, they know.
Mhm.
They know that there might be other women out there like them,
Mhm.
but you won't know until you actually voice it. And they feel they don't have a voice. But you need to become your own voice. Don't wait for someone. And those that already are, like you're a voice for women.
Mhm.
There's so many other women who are already empowered through their own stories. We all have our journeys. Everybody has their own story. And just because we might have went through something similar doesn't mean that you should say, hey, you know what, there's already somebody doing that. There's already somebody speaking on that. No, because the way you speak to somebody's pain is the way that somebody else can't. And it might be close to, maybe it might be the same topic. It could be sexual abuse, like the woman who just called earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
But maybe she won't be able to translate and speak to my pain the way that you can.
Mhm.
So that's one thing I want to encourage all the ladies, and I applaud them, those that are on their journey to healing, who have already healed, or that are now through this show, through the shows that you put on of other women coming on, that have that courage, to find counseling,
Yeah.
and to share their stories, to call in. Even that, calling in, that takes a lot of courage and vulnerability, transparency. That is so difficult.
There's so much courage and transparency.
There is.
It
There's
really
healing.
is. And it's healing. Absolutely.
Transparency.
It really is. And and the more you share your story, the more you're able to heal and become whole. And based upon that, you're able to heal other people around you.
Right.
And that's what this story is all about. Mia, we're going to rewind and come back here. So let's go back to, before we take our quick break here, let's go back to, hey, I come from a large family. I was very family oriented. I met this guy, and my family uprooted, and all of them went to El Paso. And now I'm stuck in California by myself. And so yearning for that love and that picket fence and that family, you found this guy. And you guys, he had a drinking problem, but again, like you said, hey, I was so caught up in doing my own thing and working hard that it really just never dawned on me that there was an issue there,
Right.
which ultimately led to you being married. Now you're married, you're in this relationship, and this man is saying, well, you know what you're going to do? You're going to leave? You can't leave because your family isn't that person. And so what happens at that point?
That's when all the manipulation started, and unfortunately, again, when you have no self-love, you have no self-confidence, and that's one thing I tell a lot of girls when I go speak like high schools. I tell them, get your education, get yourself a degree. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people that have been blessed that they don't have a degree and they're still able to succeed. I succeeded within, in my own rights. I've been able to without a degree, but let me tell you, that was the one thing that he held over my head.
Wow.
And was like, if you leave, where are you going to go now? You don't have a degree. Who's going to hire you? Who's going to this? You got baggage now.
Wow.
You know, what woman, and he would tell me that, like, once the manipulation started, I got to the point, like I said, I mean, before I married, my lowest income within 4 years before I was married was $160,000. The year before I was married was $700,000. I made very good money in the mortgage industry. So I didn't marry for financial reasons, like I said. However, once I became married, my money became his money, and then my money was not my money anymore.
Oh.
I had.
What do you mean when you say your money wasn't your
Well,
money?
I made the money. I just didn't see it anymore.
So was he
and
taking
then-
the money?
Pretty much, little by little, you get brainwashed into, and I sent you an excerpt, I did not bring the book, but I sent you an excerpt about how abuse begins and how the manipulation and control begins. And it was very subtle, but it was very manipulating in the sense of, well, the man should lead the home, and you should have my back, and I should be the one deciding, and don't worry about it, I'm the man, I decide what gets paid. So there I am working the whole time, bringing, paychecks home, more than what he was bringing. And everything, and next thing you know, the reason why I knew things were going on was because I'm getting bills, I'm getting collections, I'm getting people saying, hey, you owe money. I'm like, how do we owe money?
Yeah.
There's all this money coming in. I'm working my butt off, and there is no money. And financial abuse is what came in, where I just didn't have access to my own money anymore. He was also he knew what to do. He started hanging out with the political people, and the political elbow rubbing may give him a certain status within our community, to the point that our bank people, he took me off the bank accounts, and I became so in fear, I guess, of.
So were you living in fear that entire? How long were you married?
I became married in 2006, and he finally left the house in 2013. But there was, prior to that, I had already pretty much thrown in the towel and just said, I'm pretty much going to have to live this till my daughter turns 18 years old. The financial abuse, obviously I had stopped working in that industry because I worked so much. I had opened even a meat industry, and even that money that was coming in, that money was lost. It was gone.
Wow.
So I got to the point, this is where my entertainment came in. And I said, you know what? Well, because I would say, hey, what about the money? He'd say, don't worry about the money. Hey, the paychecks don't come in your name anymore. You're not making any money. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
So I got to the point, and I started thinking,
This is your daughter's father.
my daughter's father. And then I decided, like, I need to get out of this. How am I going to get out?
Yeah.
I don't have a way to get out. All the businesses were started now tied to him. And I thought, you know what? I used that against him. I said, you know what? Well, since I don't make any money, clearly you're saying that, then why don't I just, and I'm working my butt off, why don't I just apply all this energy that I'm doing into something that I always wanted to do? My passion was in the arts, in entertainment. So you know what? I'm going to do that now, because at least if I'm doing something, it's going to be something I love to do. It's my passion. If I don't make money, it doesn't matter, because I'm not making money right now anyway, right? So you know what? I made the bold decision. My parents thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. They were like, what are you going to do? You're here in the Bay Area. You have no experience. You have no training. And you're just going to go be an actress. I said, yeah. How are you going to do it? I don't know. I'm going to do it, though. But I knew that I had to plan my exit strategy with something that he could never hold over my head or say it's because of me.
Yeah.
Or be in any way I could just take off and start building my own path to leave this. And that's why I got started in the entertainment industry.
All right, you guys, this is Mia Perez. You are tuned into Girl Power Hour Radio. Today we are storytelling. We are bringing ladies and men on to share their story about when pain birthed purpose in their life. We'll be right back here on the Girl Power Hour Radio Show. Mia Perez. Oh, Mia, this story right here, sister,
Thank you.
it's deep. I really appreciate you. When we come back, we're going to find out what happened next.
Go right there.
Mic check.
Okay.
I'll make sure we're
Let me
on.
take it to you. Let me take it to you. Let me check over here because I think it's sideways. Hey guys, are you sideways? Can you see me?
Uh-oh. Is that, I know, how do we, can we change it up?
I don't know. I think once I start it, it has to be, but it's okay.
Okay, well they can see it.
Okay. Guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm here with Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
So Jay is the host. Tell them a little bit about you.
Yes, so I'm the host of Girl Power Hour Radio. We are an empowerment radio with a purpose platform for women and men. Although it's called Girl Power Hour, we do share stories about men as well. And, you know, ideally, we just want to make sure that we're a support system for everyone that's out there and that we're able to encourage and enlighten. And we entertain, too.
Yeah, so thank you. I actually met Jay when I came out here in, what was it, March? We were out here in March. We came to the Joiner Method, so a shout out to AJ, to our coach, and thank you guys again. I'm sorry the first Facebook Live got cut off, and then right now I put it over there, but I think because I started it this way, if I put it sideways, you guys won't see me. But I'll leave it like this, don't worry. That way I'll switch it when she's speaking, and then when I'm speaking, I'll switch it back this way. So this is a banner. I'm sorry. Let me just show them. Oh, actually, let me do it this way. That way you guys can see it. So this is it. Girl Power Hour. Okay. And then this is our setup over here. So you see? They're back there.
I wish they could listen to the music. We need like some speakers in here so that you guys could jam with us. We're
Right?
listening to Whitney Houston.
So that they could hear.
I know.
When I do the radio too back home, hi Brooke, how are you, Mama? When I do radio back home as well, they turn on the commercials when we're on, and that's the one thing I don't want to hear usually because I'm like the commercials, right? Because they put they put crazy commercials on. Let's just leave it at that.
It's crazy commercials.
So then when I get on and I want to hear the music, it's the same thing. Like I'm speaking and they can't hear the music, and sometimes there's some good jams going on, in the background, and they can't hear it. But I see Bobby. I listen to you and see you all the way from India. Thank you, Bobby. That is so amazing. Thank you. And how amazing is this platform that we can reach out to people all the way in India. So thank you so much. And Brooke actually, Brooke is one of my girls. She has her Facebook page called Precious Love, and it's dedicated to women. It's a closed group. It's dedicated to women that go through domestic violence.
Okay.
And it's a support group.
Nice. Are you affiliated with them?
Actually, yes, I am. Okay. So I support her on her page as well. Oh, 1 minute. Ready to go? So, Brooke, thank you. Oh my God, I love hearing your story because you've done so much to help others. Thank you so much, Brooke. Feel free to give us a call too, Brooke. I think I posted. Oh, I didn't post the.
I'm just trying to get this video. This is taking all my time.
I didn't put the phone number.
You want to put it now? 404-355-8699. We have national callers right there.
There we go. So, Brooke, you can call in at 404-355-8699. Actually, let me just put it here for you. Let me see. Can I? Yes, I think I can. Let me see. 404. Oops. 4-355-8699. Okay. Brooke, I put it on there for you. I wish. Oh, you're in the hospital with your baby. Oh, okay, Mama. Well, I'll be praying for you, okay? But I'll give a shout out to your page. Hold on.
Hey, welcome back to Girl Power Hour Radio. I'm Jay Nash up in the studio with you guys. Hey, we have so many events going on tomorrow. I want you to meet me at The Truth Is with Sashay. It's a panel and book signing. We're talking about how to discover your life purpose. It's a discussion on love and entrepreneurship. Myself is on the panel along with Nia Brown-Matthews and Sashay. If you are interested in attending that event, because we talk about mental health too. It's in Atlanta tomorrow. It starts at 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. It's at the Coles Event Space. That's 255 Trinity Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia. It's absolutely free. Come out, hang out with us, chat with us, talk with us. We'll have a live discussion. So many good things. The Power Breakfast, you log on to our website at girlpowerhourradio.com. Tomorrow, all of our photos will be online from the Power Breakfast. It was an incredible experience at the Coca-Cola Company. Thank you to the Coca-Cola Company for hosting us. We had a phenomenal time. Shout out to Becky Davis, who talked about leadership and serving the community. We got so much going on. Make sure you visit us at www.girlpowerhourradio.com. Visit our Instagram, Girl Power Hour. We're on Facebook at Girl Power Hour Radio. We're on Twitter at _hour. I can't believe I said it all in one breath. We got Mia Perez back in the studio with us, and Mia is sharing her story with us. Again, I met Mia, like she said. We met in March.
In March.
Yep, through AJ, who is a digital coach, and he pretty much was. Listen, he's like, it's time to get to the next level, and so we were all able to share our story, and so many amazing stories came out of that. Right now in the studio with me, also I have the Honey Pot Co. You guys,
ooh, shout out to Beatrice.
Shout out to B Honey. You guys, make sure, women, we have to take care of our Honey Pot. The Honey Pot was born out of a woman's need to naturally heal herself. Beatrice became a woman on a mission, searching for natural remedies to help prevent these unruly infections that women go through. And listen, the reality is women go through certain things. We want to make sure we take care of our Honey Pot. The mission is to educate, support, and provide women around the world with the tools and resources that promote feminine health and wellness. You can pick up the Honey Pot at Whole Foods and at Target. You can log on to thehoneypot.co to get your Honey Pot. They have this is a sensitive wash for women. It's 99% natural. It's a pH balance for you. And ladies, we got to take care of our Honey Pots, okay? Again, check out www.thehoneypot.co. Get you some Honey Pot. Get it for your sisters, honey, and get it for your mothers too, okay? Your aunties.
We all need it. We all need it.
We all need some Honey Pot. Ladies, we got to be careful what we take and what we wash ourselves with, because there's so much that's going on, and we wonder why we have all of these different infections and all these different problems in our Honey Pot. And this is the reason why Beatrice came out with such an incredible product line. They have sensitive and normal solutions for you. Again, you can pick them up at Whole Foods, Target. You can pick them up. She's in 1,000 stores, you guys. A one woman's mission.
Now imagine that.
Just one woman's mission.
Out of a need.
Out of a need.
She started from her kitchen.
She started from her kitchen.
We heard her story.
She started from her kitchen.
And she gave it to her family, her friends that might need it, because we know all girls need it.
All girls need it. All of you need it. All women need it. We need it.
And then she just went for it.
She did.
Just decided, I'm going to go. And now she's, look at her in Target and Whole Foods.
Yes.
See, that's an inspiration.
Women,
it really
entrepreneurs,
everybody out there.
Absolutely. So shout out to B doing her thing. She's over in 1,000. Again, you have to check out the website, thehoneypot.co, and find out where stores are located, or you can just order right online, ladies. It's right there online. It is very affordable, okay? So I just want you to know that right now that Jessica Alba is being sued for the Honest Company, because they lied about ingredients that were in their product lines. That, there's so much that's going on, and then people are getting cancer and stuff like that. And so fibroids and all that type of stuff that's going on. And so she's being sued right now. So this is 99% natural. This ain't no Summer Eve, okay? We're going to get back to Mia. Mia is telling us her incredible story. And we are just so excited. We're so excited to have Mia in the studio to share her story with us. Mia, the first half of the show, Mia talked about, coming from a family, a big, huge family, and the Latino community, and meeting a guy, having to stay back in California while her family moved on to Texas, and she was there yearning for that love. Found the guy. He was dealing with some alcoholic issues, and so now we're at the point where she was making money and well off, and he was manipulating her into taking her money. So let me ask you this, Mia. When you were working all those long nights and long days and had to give your money to him, and you're receiving collection notices in the mail, you're like, well, we can afford this. What were you thinking at that particular time?
Well, when you're raised in an upbringing, like I saw my parents both work together. They shared their money, and then also raised in a church, and you're taught that that's what you do. It's not that you bring home and you give him the paycheck, but the man is supposed to be the leader. You feel.
I thought the man's supposed to get a paycheck to the woman.
That should be happening.
I thought that's what it was supposed to be. I thought he was supposed to give us the money to pay bills.
No, yeah, right. So that's what I was thinking too. But then, of course, then you get someone telling you, "Oh well, then you're not being submissive.
Oh,
then you're not," and they use the Bible against you. Then they use the Bible,
not the
Word of
Bible.
God. Yes.
No, they don't.
And he wasn't even a Christian. Like I started taking him to church, and he's like, "Oh, so you're a church woman? Well, wait a minute. A church woman shouldn't do this. A church woman shouldn't do that." So when they start using, that's another type of manipulation. Of course, they use, what your beliefs are, what matters to you, what's important to you. They start using that against you. That's another sign of manipulation there. For people that aren't in a marriage yet, but they start seeing manipulation already as a sign, very subtle. They can use it very subtly, but they start using things about you, or they learn your ways so well that they can later use that against you. That's a red flag. You got to look out for that.
That's manipulation to the nth degree,
right,
you guys.
Right.
Too. So when you were getting those collection notices coming in the mail, did you go to him and say, hey, hon, you know what? I don't understand why we're receiving collection notices. We have the money to take care of the bills.
Right. Well, yeah, but at that point, it's...
Because at that point, you have already moved on to the acting career and entertainment and things like that.
Right. And at that point, the relationship was so volatile at that point, so toxic, and again, very abusive. Like I stated in the chapter of the book, Lead with Success, When Pain Births Purpose, the one thing I say that abuse is subtle, and it's like the frog. When you put a frog, if you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to jump right out.
Yeah.
But if you put a frog in a pot of just mild, warm water or even cold water, and then you just turn the flame very light, very little, okay? And then gradually you increase, the frog will stay in there because it'll acclimate itself to it. It's so subtle. It acclimates itself, and it'll literally boil to death. And that's how abuse is. So an abuser is going to strip you layer by layer. He'll pick you apart little by little. And you don't notice it so much because they hurt you, and then they'll hurt you, they wound you, but then they nurse your wounds, and you feel at the same time. So you feel, and then you feel like it's your fault.
Love still.
It's still love. It's still love, and then of course everything becomes your fault. And then when after it's your fault, and you don't even have time. You come to a point where you're in a constant state of fog and confusion, because you're literally not even done with one argument, and one, because it hurts your psyche. That's what it is. Besides, your heart. A lot of people think in domestic violence, I remember people would say, well, he didn't hit you, right? If he didn't hit you, and the emotional verbal abuse is the worst one because nobody sees it. Nobody's there to say, hey, are you okay? Let me help you. Yeah. It's a silent killer because nobody's there to help you, and you stay quiet. Because I didn't even know. I didn't even know that I was going through that at the time. So, long story short, as far as that goes, let me tell you this, a financial aspect of the abuse turned into sexual abuse. Because...
With your husband?
With my own husband. And there came a point where I had already thrown the towel. I had already said, like, I'm done with this relationship. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm literally just waiting till she turns 18 because I have no choice to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, it came to the point where if I wanted to even pay my phone bill, and I needed the money, because remember, I didn't have access to money anymore.
Didn't have access.
I was with Stars Agency, Stars Talent Model Agency, and if I did a job with the agency, I literally called them and said, hold my check, please. Next time I go to an audition, I'll pick it up. Because I had to go to a cash checking place to get access to money, because if they mailed it, I wasn't allowed to even go to my mailbox.
Wow.
Because he said, you don't pay bills around here, I pay the bills. You don't need to go to the mailbox and get anything from the mailbox. So if they mailed it, I wasn't going to see that money.
Well, I mean, you mentioned earlier in the show that he started hanging out with politicians and some of the bigwigs within the city. So did he eventually start to become financially stable where he, that pretty much puts you on the back burner in a sense? When you talk about, hey, the money, you couldn't cash a check, you had to hold your check back because, hey, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing that. Because I know you said you were the breadwinner at the beginning, and then you just kind of turned over to, you know what, I'm just going to quit the job, and I'm just going to stop because I don't want him taking my money. So at that point, was he making money for the household?
No, I mean, he made some money at some point, but I always made more money. Let's just put it that way. I brought in more income than he did.
Okay.
But, of course, to everybody else, because he was the one holding the license, he was the one with the degree, he was the one with everything, it seemed like he was the one bringing home the money. Now, was there financial stability after that? No, there wasn't. There was never financial stability after that.
Wow.
Ever. So, like I said, when it came to that point of when I got into the entertainment industry, I thought, you know what, this is my sure ticket to get out of this eventually one day. And no, he found his way in there too. Now, if I wanted to go to L.A., he had to go to L.A., and I was like,
shut up.
Yeah, he had to go to LA now. Yeah, he said, you want to go to, because remember, he held the money. Mm-hmm. He had the control. Mm-hmm. He's like, you'll go, but I'm going with you. So I went to LA. We already weren't together. We lived in the same house. We made an agreement to live in the same house just because of our daughter. And he would go, and I had to introduce him to every person in my network, because if I didn't, then the first thing, of course, you're sleeping with that person. You're going to there too, that person. And I was like, I'm going there to work. I've been blessed to have...
He was insecure.
Very. And I've been blessed to, and again, keep the control. I've been blessed, that God's given me a way to engage with people, to connect with people right away. And to other people that might come across, well, that's strange. Why would somebody want to help you right away? Why would someone want to open a door for you? Sometimes it's favor. Sometimes God just blesses you that way. But use that against me as well. Now I go to L.A., have to introduce him to 2 different people in the network. He starts burning those bridges as well. Starts making me look bad. And I knew at that time I had to just, it broke my heart. It broke my heart because I hit the ground running. Mm-hmm. But I knew I had to bow out gracefully and just kind of close the door to anything I had going on in LA and just start brand new in the Bay Area. Yeah. And at that point, like I said, it's because the sexual abuse came in where next thing you imagine how I felt, Jay, that I ended up looking on Facebook, and before I was the one posting, I'm here, I'm there, I'm going to a red carpet, I'm, looking, in the Latino Hollywood, network, and the next thing you know, I'm the one sitting at home watching him post. He's at a red carpet. He's doing this. He's doing that. To the point that he leaves, I'm home. I have no access to money. I didn't even have $20 on the counter. I open my fridge. There's no food in the fridge to feed my daughter. My power goes out. He leaves and the lights get cut off. I was left with water shut off sometimes with no money. Wow. And I get to the point where my parents, live 3 blocks away from me, and nobody knew what was going on. Nobody would have believed it anyway. Yeah. I literally would have to go drop my daughter off with my parents, and I would just say, oh, you know what, she's going to have to stay overnight. I have something late going on. I have to an audition, and I have to go first thing in the morning to a callback, so she has to stay here. I would do that because I didn't have, if I came home, I'd literally have to turn on, sometimes I have to turn candles on because I didn't have power. Wow. How could I put my little girl through that? But yet I look at my Facebook, and this man's living the life that I'm supposed to live. Yeah, that life that you introduced him to. Exactly. So, because we're going to be wrapping up here, how did you get out? How did you get out of that situation so you can save yourself and save your daughter? Right. Well, it came to the point where, again, the sexual abuse had come in, and he did use that against me. And he said, and I would say, we're not together anymore. And he would just force himself on me and say, you know what, you're still married to me. You have my last name. And as my wife, that is your duty. And I found out later that that he was on drugs. I didn't grow up in a family that had to do anything with drugs. Through a letter that, remember, I wasn't allowed to go to the post office, but he was gone on one of those LA trips. I actually went to the post office because Stars called me and said, hey, by mistake, we hired somebody else new in accounting. I'm so sorry, the check went out to you. I run to the mailbox. I open the letter, and I see a mail, and I see something that says urgent, and I open it for him, and I see that he had lost a court case, and he ended up on house arrest and wasn't supposed to be out. But again, he turned my organization that I did for Lyft called Latinos in Film, Television, Theater. He opened it as an organization so he could travel. So he's out traveling. I open the letter. I'm like, this is urgent. I open it, and I find out he failed a drug test 3 times to crystal meth. That's when it hit me like, wow, this is what I've been living the whole time. That was God sent. Because I wasn't allowed to go to my mailbox.
You weren't allowed
to go to my mailbox.
To go to your mailbox.
No.
And the day that you go to the mailbox from a phone call, you find the letter, open the letter, and find out that your ex-husband, who just recently, at that point,
is still my husband, lives in my home still.
Wow.
So that letter, I
drugs.
took it. Yes. Failed 3 times to crystal meth. And I ended up just calling my mom, and I said, are you home? She said, yes. Live 3 blocks away, I remember. Is my dad there? Yes. I said, you guys need to be there. I'll be right there. I went over there. My hands were trembling. I put the letter on the table.
Yeah.
My dad is a very strong man.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen my dad break down. And for the first time, I saw my dad tear up, and he just kept taking deep breaths in. And my mom just literally lost it because they realized then I wasn't trying to be a bad mom.
Yeah.
Leaving my daughter so often over there. I just had to shelter my daughter.
Yeah.
From what was going on, because unpredictability of what was going to happen at home. And nobody would believe me. They thought, oh, that's because you became an actress now. That's because this and that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what I was living at the time. So you know what? Thankfully, my parents, with that letter, they moved in.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I kept telling him to move out, he never would. But the day my parents moved in, he just saw like a U-Haul coming in. He's like, what's going on? I said, I told you to leave a long time ago. You wouldn't. My parents moving in. There's not one more day that I will ever live in this house with you under this roof. So he left the house that day. After that,
He never came back.
There should be a part 2 to this, but no. He's made my
life.
life.
You have to maybe make a call.
He'd made my life living, still to this day. But, after that, again, I never even knew that was abuse at the time, but, And
he's battling his own demons.
He's got his own thing going on,
yeah.
True.
Well,
But you
are a survivor.
Yes. From here, let me tell you, it was the most humbling experience to have been a businesswoman, entrepreneur, that I had different businesses. I mean, I had my own insurance company for Farmers Insurance. I ran the brokerage. We had about 30 agents there. And then I had a meat company as well. I helped my parents start their cleaning business. So going from all of that to losing everything, walking away and literally losing everything, I ended up having to go to county assistance and therapy, intense therapy 3 times a week, 1-on-1 and 2 in group. And going through that for about 3 years, nobody would ever have known because they saw me on Facebook always going to auditions and this and that, whatever. I showed the highlights of it, but nobody knew what I lived through my journey of recovery.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where my purpose was birthed because, so many things have happened, but one could say, well, where was God through that? Yeah. Why would he allow you to go through so much?
And you didn't question him?
I did. I would ask, where are you? Why is this happening to me? But, I've read so many posts they say God gives, the journey to those, the hardest journey, because he knows you can handle it. And I knew at that point, this journey wasn't for me. Even the fact that I've been in the entertainment industry in different platforms, it's not about me anymore. It's not about going and getting that role, doing the next TV show, doing whatever. I have to use my platform and my voice for the women who don't have a voice, for those women in those positions. In the situations that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it was very humbling for me to actually have to go and sit in front of somebody in county assistance. I cried to them and I said, I'm sorry.
Making $700,000.
Girl, I was with shades sitting in the waiting room and I was like, somebody's going to see me. I've been on TV by that time. Wow. I've known in my community and I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't even say my name. I sat right in the front because I was like, and I walked in and I literally cried and I said, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to take advantage of the system. I'm not here to take advantage of the system. I just need help right now. My daughter's sick. I need health insurance. And that is when they led me to somebody who pretty much said, what have been going on? I discussed it with them. That's when, at that point, is when I found out I had been going through abuse. Never the whole time did I knew that I was in any part of abuse, because again, there was some bruises on me.
Right. Abuse,
So-
and abuse comes in several different forms, like we talked about the silent killer and
Right.
verbal abuse and things like that. And you said you birthed your purpose.
Yes.
And your purpose is to be a voice.
Right.
Be a voice for women who are possibly going through this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a husband, boyfriend. It could be a family member. It could be your good girlfriends. It could be anybody. So what do you say to those women?
Don't be afraid to reach out for help, because a lot of women feel they feel like they need to be isolated, because an abuser will isolate you. They will make sure to keep you away from people that will let you know the reality, because you sense the reality, but then you're like, but they convinced you that it's not, that you're crazy. You're just imagining things, that you're the one that's wrong. You have issues. So you have to keep yourself surrounded around people that will bring you back to your reality, and then look for help. There is no shame in looking for therapy and looking for counseling. Do not do it. Do not hide yourself. I've women have reached out to me that they say, I can't go to a center. I can't go get counseling. They wouldn't even let, my husband would kill me. Like, he wouldn't let me. I tell him, hey, log on, inspirational videos. There's things that you can do online just to feed yourself in the meantime while you get out.
Yeah.
And if you're the person who's already endured, whether it's domestic violence, whether anything that you've been through, the sexual abuse, like somebody called, be a voice for someone else. Be that person that you're open and vulnerable, you're transparent for someone else to heal now.
Absolutely.
For someone else to be able to reach out to you. Because if you're quiet and you don't say anything, how are you going to help somebody else heal?
And how do you heal from that in yourself? How do you get out of that? I commend you. I
Thank
really
you.
do. You are a survivor. You look phenomenal. You look good.
Thank you.
You don't look like what you've gone through.
Oh,
You don't.
thank you. I have gray hair. Well, thank you for the applause.
You don't. You don't look like what you've gone through. And that shows strength. You are very strong. A very strong woman. And like I said, I commend you for everything that you're doing and making your voice heard, because in situations just like this, my boyfriend has gone through abuse. And, we don't think men go through
Right.
abuse. Men go through abuse as well.
Yes, they do.
They go
It's
through
true.
abuse as
They
well.
do.
They go through verbal abuse and physical abuse and whatever abuse that's out there. But it's for us to continue to have platforms like this to be able to share our stories, so that somebody who's out there listening can find a way out. And that's
Exactly.
the most important thing about life, is finding a way out. How do people contact you if they want to find out more about what you're doing, your nonprofit, your speaking engagements, or just counseling, helping them get through?
You can reach out to me on my Facebook page, Mia Perez. Also, my email, Mia Perez, ENT, like entertainment, @gmail.com. My Instagram is miaperez.official. And also, I just started my platform for Viva Women. And Viva Women, it started off with the whole thing of like Latina women. And no, my message is not going to be, God touched my heart about this. Like, no, your message is not about Latino. Your message is general. It's to women. There is no race.
Yeah.
And even that, it's general, because I have message. I mean, I came from having it all. I had my businesses. I was a businesswoman, leaving everything. How do you recover from that? And those are the messages that I want to give to people. It's a message of hope. And people can reach out to me. Shout out to my girl, Precious Love, to Brooke Canlantini, who has the Facebook page, Precious Love. So anyone who's going through an abusive relationship, domestic violence, reach out to us through Viva Women on Facebook page and on Precious Love. And anything you need.
Let me ask you this: before we go, have you ran into any more women? I know we want to speak to the masses, but
Right.
Are there a lot of Latino women who have gone through something like this?
Again, I can't say it's been Latina women that reach out to me. It's women in general
Okay.
that have reached out to me. And I haven't even really gone out with my story. I did my chapter. I did one Facebook Live, and I'm here with you. My purpose is to get out there now and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I can tell you is it's so much more prevalent than what we think.
Oh yeah.
So that's the reason why we do need to speak on it, because even the ones that speak out, I mean, there's probably, I can't even give you the statistics. I should know them off the top of my head. But keep in mind, the abuse, again, is also with men. Let's not leave them out.
Yep. Abuses with men as well. Okay. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
We're going to get Mia on for part 2, okay? Because this was a good day. And I actually wasn't as hyped as I typically would be.
Because you had an amazing breakfast yesterday, the Women
I
Empowerment.
did. I'm drained. That's really what it is, okay? And that was Wednesday, you guys. So I have tickets for Lake Winnie, you guys, a 4-pack for family. We're going to give them away on our Instagram. Make sure you go to @GirlPowerHour. Win these tickets. Take your family to Chattanooga this summer so they can go to Lake Winnie. The rides look amazing. Shout out to the Honey Pot Co. The Honey Pot Co. It is a plant-based feminine product for women. You can pick it up at Whole Foods, Target. Go to thehoneypotco.com and get you some feminine wash women. Make sure you take care of your honey pot. Again, I love you guys, and I appreciate having a platform and creating a platform such. Mia, thank you to all of our guests who called in. Thank you so much, women. Listen,
Thank you.
We love you guys, and the women who called in today, they've gotten over it, they've gotten through it, and they are embarking on an incredible journey. We are so proud of you. We are so happy for you, and we are here for you. Anytime that you need us, we are here for you. We are up out of here. Until next week, we have a Father's Day special with my girl. She's going to come on, Maria Wills. It's a Father's Day special. Men, you want to tune into the Father's Day special that we're going to have on Girl Power Hour Radio. Peace and love and many blessings. Man, you did
Thanks,
good,
everybody,
girl.
for tuning in.
That was great.
Thank you guys for tuning in so much. Make sure you share the video. And again, sorry that in the beginning I got cut off. I needed to get onto the Wi-Fi. But Brooke, thank you so much. Shout out also to Maria Bello from Viva. Thank you guys all. Anthony, AJ Joyner. Anthony said, love it. You go, girls. Go, ladies. Angela, thank you. Bobby, thank you. Nidia, besos, mi amor. Thank you so much to all of you. And Coalición, muchas gracias, Coalición Pinolera. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Juanita. And Maria Neva. Igualmente, Yolanda, thank you so much. Yolanda Quiñones, she's from my charity as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I want to thank Girl Power Hour. I want to thank my host again.
Hi,
Judy.
Jay Nash. You guys, make sure you follow us. Check out our website, www.girlpowerhourradio.com. Follow us on Instagram @girlpowerhour. We're so happy for her. She is so strong. And we just want to say thank you guys for tuning in Facebook Live. You guys continue to lift her up so she can make some wonderful moves for everybody.
Thank you. So you guys don't forget, also on Instagram, Girl Power Hour. And don't forget to get Honey Pot. Honey Pot, women, we all need this feminine product. So make sure you guys get it because it's all natural. So don't act like you don't need it. We all need it. All right? Don't be shy. So shout out to B, a woman entrepreneur who started this. And God, imagine that, guys. She's putting it out now in Target and Whole Foods. So calling you guys out to your purpose, okay? So again, my message always will be to you, let your pain birth purpose. Don't just sit in your pain. Don't, I don't know. Some people just drown in their pain, and some people just sit there and just turn it, and it's not good either, okay? You want to go back to your place of pain, yes, but you want to go back to that pain only to move you forward, only to always give inspiration and hope to somebody else. Okay, so thank you guys once again. Bye, Sasa Saldaña. Thank you so much. Share the video, please. Again, Girl Power Hour. Make sure you get on Instagram and on Facebook and on Girl Power Hour Radio.
Girl Power Hour Radio.
GirlPowerRadio.com. All right, guys. Bye. Take care. See you soon in California.